Hello, hello, hello. This is Crystal, but you can call me Sherpa. Welcome to my channel. Get crystallized, where clarity is power. So what are we talking about today? Today, I wanted to share about owning your destiny. And the reason I was thinking about this is because I was just feeling a little, kind of overwhelmed with so many sources of information, coaches, webinars, trainings, all types of things to help me to get to my destiny, right? And I started to reflect on how if you don't have clarity about what you're seeking to accomplish, then you're constantly being tossed back and forth. It's almost like being on a kind of an ocean, and the waves are tossing you back and forth in terms of what you need to do. So I never had a really clear, like super clear vision before, and I've never been really money motivated. And so I like nice things. I'm not saying that I don't. I love money and money loves me, but that wasn't enough. If I was given a choice between doing something to help people and doing something to make a whole bunch of money, the whole bunch of money was just not going to do it for me. It wasn't something that was going to motivate me to do something or to choose to do something. But if I had an opportunity to do something where I could help people, then that would pull me in. So I was never really, so when people would have contests or things like this, it was just like, oh, okay, nah. But when I could really come out and share something that was valuable to people, I was all on board. But that does not make for a very focused direction of activity. So now I'm very focused on what I want to do, in the sense that I want to help elevate people who are seeking to have a better life and help them to kind of navigate through all the noise that exists in the world today. And I didn't have that when I started out. I just jumped on board anyone's ship that was sailing, because I didn't know where I wanted to go, but I know I wanted to go somewhere. So I jumped on the network marketing, ship, and I jumped on the affiliate marketing ship, and I jumped on the, marketing consulting ship, and I jumped on the, recruiting ship, and I jumped on the project manager ship. I was on everybody's ship going somewhere. But what I've discovered in the last couple of years is I have to be on my own ship. And this is not just if you're an entrepreneur or it applies whether you're an entrepreneur or if you're someone who is just going to a job every day. Whether you love it or not, whether you like it or not, it's all just part of your plan. So but I had to come up and say, oh, here's what I want to do. I want to travel 3 to 4 times a year. I want to help people. I want to be able to connect with people and see the impact that I'm having on their lives and be able to help them to navigate, because there's so much noise in the world. There's so much noise. It's easy to be confused. It's easy to be on the wrong ship. It's easy to go from ship to ship to ship and not really be on the one that's going in the direction you're going on. And it's I won't say it's deliberate, but it's just the nature and the way of things. So what I want to share today, that was a big introduction. So what I want to share today is what I've discovered about how to navigate your ship. Once you define what you want to do and what you want to accomplish, then you have to come up with your plan of action. And so what a plan of action says is, I want to be able to, for my example, I want to be able to travel 3 to 4 times a year and not have to worry about money. I want to be able to take my boys, to Rome. These are things that are in my plan. This is what I want to accomplish. But then now, how am I going to do that? So the first thing I know is I know that mindset is key. I know that no matter what plans I put on paper, no matter what I say I'm going to do, because I've done this several 100,000 times in my life, no matter what I say I'm going to do, if my mindset is not aligned with what I say I'm going to do, if I have beliefs that are tucked away inside my subconscious that I haven't addressed yet, any of those things can come up at any time and knock me off. And they have. And they probably will continue to. Okay? But having that plan at least helps you to know where to get back to. You know what I'm saying? It's like your baseline. In project management, I'm a project manager by profession. In project management, we come up with a plan and we have a baseline. And any good project manager will tell you that as soon as your project manager is garbage, as soon as you baseline it. Because the value in having a plan is not the piece of paper and the list of things to do that you have when you complete the plan. The value in having the plan is the process of thought that you go through to come up with the plan. Okay? So the first thing that you need to do is identify what your plan is. How are you going to get to that number? Okay, well, I'm going to do some network marketing. I'm going to do some affiliate marketing, and I'm going to operate those in a very efficient way so that I only need to allocate 1 to 2 hours a day with those activities. Then I'm going to allocate X number of hours a day to create some new digital product that I can market perhaps. Okay, those are things that are kind of in my plan that I want to execute on to get me to my 3 to 4 times on vacation a year and helping people and making the connection. I'd love to run retreats one day, with people where we just kind of go hang out with people that are like me and just really connect on things at a much deeper level than we ever connect with day to day, especially, during the current times. Okay, so the first thing is that plan of action. Now, once you get a plan of action, what you're going to notice immediately, it's just going to slap you in the face, is all the stuff that you do not know. You don't know how to do it. You don't know who's going to do it. You don't know anybody who knows how to do it. Okay? It's going to be all this stuff. You don't know. You just don't know. And you're going to want to retreat. You're going to want to be like, well, maybe this wasn't such a great idea after all, right? But don't despair. Because the answers are always there. The answers are always available to you through collective consciousness, through master intelligence that, I call all that is, you may call God, whatever it is from a spiritual perspective. But the point is that all the answers to all the questions that you have or ever will have already exist somewhere. Okay? So the first thing you're going to notice is you don't know. And you don't know. There's stuff that you don't know. Wesley Version talks about conscious incompetence and unconscious incompetence. And there's going to be times when you know what you don't know. And then there's all this stuff that you don't know that you don't even know that you don't know yet, right? And so to make matters more complicated, there are all these people who are out here offering coaching for all the stuff that you don't know and you don't know that you don't know. Okay, so here you are, you all got your plan together, and I'm ready to do some things, and then oh my gosh, every step I take, there's something else that I don't know that I didn't know. I didn't know that I didn't know. And of course, there's a coach, there's a guru, there's a webinar, there's a product, there's something out there to tell me, oh, here, I can help you with that. Now, that's great. And it's even more so in the information age. But you can't do everything at once. You can't. You can't have coaching on 15 things at the same time. So you have to narrow down the scope of what you're going to focus on in your business for a certain period of time. I say 30 to 90 days. So I learned this from a guy named Darren Hardy. I took his insane productivity course because at the time I was just really unproductive. I was like, oh, I can't get nothing done. I need some help with productivity, and bam, whammo, bammo, the universe said, Darren Hardy, insane productivity, right? So, but the value in that is, and I even have his Living Your Best Year Ever planner, right? I mean, it's good for having a place to identify what your goals are for the year, what your goals that need to be for the month, your important things that you need to do, and most importantly, to reflect on what skill sets are you going to build this 30 days. In other words, you're going to be in a constant state of unknowingness. You will never be at a point where you know everything that you need to know. And you will never be at a point where everything in your business is going exactly the way you think it needs to go. It's just not going to happen. Or everything in your job is going exactly the way it needs to go. This is never going to happen. Why? Because it's impossible. You know, if it's going, the only way that can happen if you identified perfect people who knew exactly what they were doing, you hired them all and paid them really good salaries. At that point, maybe, perhaps, but they're just not. So what you have to do is you have to look at your plan. You have to look at your plan, identify the key areas in your plan that are going to give you the most benefit in the shortest amount of time, okay? And then in those areas that you believe are going to give you the most benefit in the shortest amount of time, you need to identify what resources do I believe can help me to get an understanding about those core things I need to know today. And then you have to be able to disconnect from everything else that's wrong, that's not working, that's half-assed, that needs improvement. You have to be able to disconnect, and knowing that that stuff is jacked up, you need to just focus on the things that you know that you've identified and stay committed to the things that you said you were going to work on and grow on. So this goes for your personal development. I used to try to have, so one really great success habit is to have a personal development time where you read 10 to 20 minutes a day. Well, I had like 15 books going on all at the same time because there's so much stuff that I need help with. It was pointless. I wound up not reading anything, right? So I had to pull back out my Living Your Best Year Ever journal and go, all right, Darren Hardy said I need to just pick the areas that I'm working on, identify 3 sources that I'm going to work on, and then absorb myself in those until I get those straight. You got me? So that is going to help you to be the one who directs your ship. Because otherwise what happens if you don't have clarity on what you're creating, where you want to go, and you don't have a plan, here's what happens. And you're an entrepreneur, you want to be in business, you're going to get, let me speak about for myself. I was swept in every direction. Every time somebody had a plan that was working better than the one that I was working on, I was out. I was like, okay, I'm going to make it somehow. Well, let me try that. Oh, let me try this. Oh, I need to try that thing. Right? And it makes for a very interesting existence, and it gives you a lot of stuff to focus on all at once and to be very busy, but it really doesn't move you forward at the speed that you could be moving forward if you have focus. So now I'm happy to say I have focus. And so I'm identifying just what are the 2 to 3 habits and areas in my business that I need to focus on. And what are the tools, or who can I put myself under the coaching of to help me with those things so I can move forward? And then I can focus my attention, knowing that there's going to be some stuff that's jacked up. Just roll with it. I'm just telling you, just roll with it. It's always going to be that way. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you, is that if you have to be the captain of your own ship, that means that you need to know what is it that you're creating. It doesn't necessarily have to be a dollar figure per se. And if it is a dollar figure, it has to be connected to an outcome. In other words, to say you want $50,000 a month, that doesn't really mean very much. What you really need to connect with is, what is your life going to be like when you hit that number? Because now you have something tangible you're striving for. Once you have something tangible you're striving for, you need to come up with that plan. Knowing that that plan, the minute you set that plan in stone, it's immediately not bad, but it's immediately out of date, because things are changing. Information is changing. Technology is changing. All that's changing. But at least you know you have a point to navigate from. So if you have to make a tweak or a change or a pivot, you're pivoting from a base, and you can evaluate what the impact of that pivot is going to have on your overall plan, okay? And then finally, you need to focus your personal development in the direction of your main thing. In other words, once you identify that plan, your goal, you know where you're going to go, you got that plan. Now you need to get the skills that you need to keep that plan moving forward. And the way to do that is to focus in, laser focus on what are the top 1 to 2 things that if you were to do them exceptionally well, it would move your business forward in a powerful way, okay? And once you identify those, then you find the professionals, the coaches, the programs, the training, the webinars, whatever it is that is the best to help you perfect that thing. And then you laser focus on that for 30 to 90 days until you have that buttoned up. And then you move on to the next thing. And most importantly, to understand that nothing's going to be perfect. There's always going to be some stuff that's jacked up. There's always going to be some stuff that you're like, oh man, I need to get to that. But oh well, not today. Welcome to the world of being in charge of your life. It's fun, it's exciting, it's energized, it's scary, it's a little weird, but it's awesome. So, this is Crystal. You can call me Sherpa. I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, don't forget to share, like, and comment below what points you pulled out of this video that you feel like really are going to help you. Or if there are other questions that you have that you're just not clear on, please do ask me. I'm on this journey with you. We're in it together and we're going to do it. And we're going to do it well. And we're going to do it fine. And we're going to do it together. Okay? So have an amazing day and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.